Okay, so let's talk about course requirements and assignments. There are a couple biggies in this class. The first of which is a collection of discussion posts and responses. Then you have 3 writing assignments, a midterm exam, and a final reflection. Altogether, this is 100 points, and strive to get as close to as 100 as you can. Let's talk through each of those assignments. So first of all, your discussion posts. Discussions are incredibly important in an online class because they're how you build community. They're also how you strengthen your understanding of the material. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I was told all the time in the course of my education that the best way that you know that you have a solid understanding of the topic is if you can teach it to another person. And that's essentially what discussion posts can do. If you know the information so well that you can explain it to someone else, ask questions in a critical manner, and engage in an informed way, you know that stuff. And so discussion posts are an important part of this class. They're 15 points out of your total grade, or 50%. This is where research has shown that most of the learning takes place in an online class like this anyway. So you get 3 points for each kind of discussion set you do. You need to do an initial post and then 2 responses. This class tends to be really big, 45 to 60 students. So if we had posts and responses from everyone, that's just 180 different components on the discussion board, and no one would really have a chance to engage with each other. So what we do instead is you have to pick 5 modules, and you can pick any 5 modules you want, and you have to be all in for those modules. So you do your post, you do your discussions, and you have to do 5 throughout the term. Make sure your post is in by Wednesday and your response is in by Sunday so that you have a chance to develop a back and forth. These aren't mini essays, they aren't mini lectures that you're lecturing your peers. They're back and forth engagements. So ask questions, give examples, really engage in a sustained way. 5 modules, 3 points each. And as part of that 3 points, you have to do an initial post and then 2 responses. There's a rubric on the syllabus that breaks down how those are graded in a little bit more detail. Make sure, again, you have it up by Wednesday, respond by Sunday. Everything opens up on Mondays in this course. Okay. You also have a midterm. Sorry, the midterm is worth 15 points or 15% of your grade. Midterms in an online class like this are a little bit tricky because obviously you're not in a classroom at a desk taking an exam. We do try as strongly as possible to do everything we can to enforce academic integrity. That means this is a closed book, closed note exam. It's also a writing-based exam, so it's not necessarily something where there's like a right and a wrong answer. It's about your analysis and how you present your argument. It's open for 23 hours and 59 minutes. So it opens up at 12:01 a.m. the day it's assigned, and it closes at 11:59 p.m. that day. You have 60 minutes to take it. Once you start, you can't stop. If you have some form of documented technical issue, make sure you document it. That means reach out to IT, CC me on the email. Don't use outside sources. We'll go over this a little bit more as we get closer to the midterm, but just make sure that you, on the day that it's scheduled, you have access to a computer with steady internet and you're not like traveling or something. You have to be somewhere to take that exam and make sure you allocate the time for that. Okay, 3 writing assignments. They're worth 20 points each, so this is actually where most of the grade of your class comes from, because 20 points each with 3, that's 60%. That's over half your grade comes from these writing assignments. So you're writing 3 papers. They demonstrate critical reflection. You are going to be required to cite sources. You're going to be required to show critical thinking and analysis, draw conclusions, have strong thesis statements, all those things that you would expect in an upper division philosophy course. You're pouring those into your writing assignments. At the end of the course, given the nature of the course as a reflection on death, dying, and the meaning of life, it is very appropriate that we have a kind of final reflection on both ideas of the class and how you've grown and what it means to you, how that's going to shape your life. That final reflection is due at the end of the class. It's actually due during finals week, and it's worth 10 points or 10% of your grade. For all these things, a grade scale and a rubric is on the syllabus. And if you have questions about specific assignments, you can always just email me. I am here here to answer your questions. Or come to online office hours. No one ever comes up, and it's sad. But you should come. Ask questions. I'm here.